I wanna celebrate this life forever.
Come on.
I'm living it, not dreaming it. We getting it, black luxury. I wanna celebrate this life forever.
Yeah.
I'm living it, not dreaming it. We getting it, black luxury.
A paradigm shift is occurring across the country. Justice is expediting the process of what we're becoming. Universally unified in alignment with our greatness, which lay dormant for ages, but now it has been awakened. In this dispensation, we've been repositioned for a movement, excluding the lie of being viewed as 3/5 of a human. My lineage says different. God listens, these prayers different. My people are royal. Tell Jordan this air's different. Speaking the air, make a fist, lift it up in the air with it. Uncomfortable with us being aware, that's their business. You can never deny the fact my people spend trillions as consumers. We tired of that, so now we focus on buying black. Black dollars circulate with us, and ain't no buying that building. Multi-generational wealth is where you find us at. Won't be satisfied until all of mine living comfortably. Think before you come for me, redefining black luxury. Yeah.
I wanna celebrate this life forever. I'm living it, not dreaming it. We getting it, black luxury. I wanna celebrate this life forever.
Welcome back, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing out there?
What's going on, everybody? Good evening.
Welcome back to.
Hi, Sedan.
Hey, Tiff.
How you?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, welcome back to Revolution Ready.
Yes.
Another episode. Here we are again with a very special guest. We have the father of Jay Anderson. Jay Anderson Sr.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Salute.
Thank you, Sedan, Tiffany.
Nice to have you on the show today. Y'all make sure y'all like and share Revolution Ready today, because we're going to have a great conversation with Mr. Anderson Sr. Thankful for him being able to spare some time and to share the story and just to talk to us a little bit about the Anderson family and what has been going on. But most importantly, tell us, about Jay Anderson Jr. Talk to us about who he was, because I think it's good to be able to just to hear the humanistic version of Jay, because you all knew him better than we did.
Oh yeah.
And so it's good to be able just to hear funny stories, moments that y'all shared, his laughter. Even you have a granddaughter out of that came out of this, and so it's good to hear all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's been a hard 5 years. My son was a respectful young man. He loved his family. Jay Jr. attended all the family events. He was a hard worker. He worked with me and my business, and he also was employed at Ruby Tuesday as a cook. He graduated from high school and was talking about moving to Texas. Jay Jr. was so in love with his daughter. He left such an impression on her that she remembered everything about him. She was a year old when he was murdered.
Mm.
Yeah. And Joseph Mensah not only ruined our lives, he took sons from 2 other families. So
Yeah.
Jay was my my boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I got 3 kids. I got a daughter, Natasha, and I got a son, Trey. But Jay Jr. was everything we did together. Like I run a landscaping business, so I'm doing snow and grass, and he was always there to help me when I needed it. So.
Right.
And the sad thing about that, when that happened 5 years ago, I had to still go to these jobs and survive. But it was so heartbreaking to everybody I went to. All the contracts I had, they was coming to me crying and very hurt over this.
Right.
Yeah, Jay, that was my boy.
So let's go back. Tell us what's the name of the landscaping business one.
Jay's. I don't really got a name. I just word of mouth for me. I just build it up to where I don't want to. I got enough clients, so but I don't got no specific names, just Jay.
Well, we can keep building on that business, so
Oh,
that way
yeah.
you can continue
Yeah, we
all
can.
services.
Yeah, that way I can get some young people to help me. So yeah, I can get young people to come out and help.
I'll help you, Pop.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
that. That ain't
Exactly.
no
They don't
problem.
get paid though.
Now-
You know how you
I'll
doing.
help you.
I don't do a lot of manual labor, but I'm be
Right.
honest. But I could definitely make sure that you make sure
Yeah.
that we can connect you to some folks, and especially when you need is in spring coming to get the lawn looking nice
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything like that. But so continue telling us more about just the relationship and how Jay was.
Jay was Jay was like his dad. Like my dad always been in my life all my life.
Yeah.
Since I was a baby. So
Mhm.
that's how I go with my family.
Mhm.
He was just from baby on.
Mhm.
That I don't want to say my other son like he was special to my other son, but Jay was a little older and he was just everything. Like to play and joke and
Mhm.
I remember the night before he passed, we all sat down. We ordered cousins. I was complaining about garbage bags, and him and his mom, they drove to Walmart to get some.
Uh-huh.
And that day, he was like, "Mom, I love you," and
Yeah.
she was like, "I love you too, son. I don't want nothing to ever happen to you." And,
Right.
and so we sat there, me, Jalen, and her. We sat there, Jalen. She walked around biting off everybody's sub, and and I got tired about 10 o'clock or 10:30, so I called it a night. So that was the last time I saw my son. We ate subs together with my granddaughter and my wife. That's what I did with Jay. But Jay, he was a cook at Ruby Tuesday. So Jay he liked to make money. Period.
That's always a good thing. What's some of the things that maybe he had favorite that he could cook well?
Yeah, basically a lot of things. We would steak. He could cook and barbecue. He was a cook at Ruby Tuesday. He can cook just the usual. We eat chicken and ribs.
What about you? You good at cooking?
Oh yeah. I'm good at cooking.
Yeah.
Very good at cooking.
Might be able to carry his legacy on.
Yeah.
Start a cooking business.
Yeah.
Start selling some dinners in honor of Jay.
Yeah, we do. Me and my wife, she was because at the moment, we trying to pay Kim, so she sell lasagna and beads. So we've been doing that. So
Okay.
And she also has a little jewelry collection going on because
yeah, the beads.
the beads, y'all can't see it.
I want to get my beads. I
Oh,
feel
yep,
left out.
bro, Pierre, you got to get get on the beads.
I gotta
So
get my beads.
Mama Anderson has been making bracelets. I have 3 on. She has a Justice, the Queen, and well, everybody can't have that one, but and the BLM was Stands for Black Lives Matter. So make sure that y'all
I got the
support.
king one.
Look at
Oh yeah.
we got to get you on, bro.
Yeah,
She do whatever you want. If you want your name on there or whatever you want on there, she'll spell it out, and that's how she makes it.
So let's make sure we post that information on the page, and y'all continue to support the Anderson family. And if you haven't, this is one way that you can support.
That's
You know,
right.
they got the beads, they got the plates, and Jay does lawn care services too.
and snow
And Snow.
I need some help because I'm getting old, y'all.
So welcome everybody, Revolution Ready. We just getting into it, talking to Mr. Jay Anderson Sr., father of Jay Anderson Jr. If you're not familiar, over this past summer, the People's Revolution, shout out to TPR, and most definitely the Justice for the three families. So that means Alvin Cole, Jay Anderson Jr., and Antonio Gonzalez, who were all brutally killed by former Wauwatosa police officer Joseph Mensah, who is now serving as a Waukesha County sheriff. It's just it's even heartbreaking to even say that he has continued on as a police officer, knowing the fact that he killed not just 1, not 2, but 3 individuals in our community. And so we wanted to make sure that we had respect for Mr. Anderson and Mrs. Anderson, who wasn't able to be here today, to have them come on the podcast and just talk to us about who Jay is and talk to us about, what their journey has been throughout this whole time and then where we are right now, because I think it's important for the people to get an update.
And speak on the John Doe case as well that Kim Motley is working on.
Okay, yeah, that's going really good. We come May 4th is going to be the day. That's gonna be the last day of the John Doe. So the judge have to. He's not gonna give the decision that day, but 30 days later he's gonna give us the decision then.
So tell us what for so people who don't know, tell us what the John Doe hearing, what that means. Like what's
The-
happening.
The John Doe is basically when my lawyer Kim, she was trying to just say the guy was guilty and he did a lot of things wrong and had a lot of evidence saying what she saying he should be charged with murder.
Right.
And John Chisholm is he's ignoring her. He just letting this man get out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ladies, I mean, the young lady is good because I know nothing about a John
Shout
Doe.
out Kim.
Yeah,
That's
I was gonna
right.
say, shout out Kim.
Shout out to Kim.
It's very hard to get a John Doe going. I think Corey Stingley dad got one going also,
Mhm.
but it was just amazing for us to get that John Doe going and have all these specialists and ex-officers and detectives testify,
Mm-hmm.
just in our favor, saying that it's second degree murder is what he did.
Let's speak on that. Like, just add a little detail to it. Like, what are some of the things that you feel to come in conflict with when it comes to what the police did as far as their investigation? Like, what is some of the things you want to say? Like, they had no business doing, just as well as Kim is saying.
They had no business doing. Baby J, excuse me, Baby J. I call him Baby J. That's what I call him, Baby J.
Yeah,
Baby
go
J
ahead.
should have went home with a ticket.
Right.
He had a gun. He ain't no felon. What? It's open carry state.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Joseph pulled up on my son
Mm-hmm.
with your floodlights on, and we had the floodlights on, and the only thing we got is just 28 seconds, and couldn't hear nothing, and don't know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing I know, my son is getting his head blew off by him. He shot him 3 times in the head and one in the shoulder. He shot 6 times though, and he said my son was lounging for a gun, which he wasn't.
Right.
My son was inebriated. See, with my son, he was 25.
Uh-huh.
Any 25-year-old gonna go out and kick it.
Right.
they gonna
We
party
all
or
kick it.
whatever.
Yeah.
I kick
And
it.
I
38.
always told my son, man, you get too lit or pull over and go
Pull over.
sleep, man.
That's
don't,
right.
don't kill nobody. But that day, he pulled in Madison Park, in a dark park, and Joseph ended his life.
Mm.
He was inebriated. And the way Joseph was saying things like, my son was asleep. He saw his heart beating fast. He walked around the car. First, he walked around the car. He did all that. The only reason he saw the gun on the seat is because I really found out later, with Kim, that only reason he found that out because my son was glancing over. He was glancing at the gun over on the seat. But let it be known, my son had a gun on the seat, but they're not saying that the clip was on the back floor back there. So
Yeah.
it's so many things they did. And then after I saw my son, get murdered like that, I saw him. I was wondering, we don't know what was said or what was done. All we know is Joseph clicked the thing on just to get that ending of that 28 seconds.
Yeah.
And only thing I saw is the first time I saw him, he was inebriated. He came down, he stopped. He was pushing up with his on the dashboard with this hand. This hand was up. Second time, this is the one the video I saw. He did it again, but this time Safran stopped the tape. D.A. Chisholm was there, and we like, he's not going for a gun.
Right.
The third time I saw this, Joseph just let loose on my son from the passenger side of the car, and I really just saw my son head go out the window. I really saw his brains and all that fly out the window.
Oh my God.
It's heartbreaking, but that's what he did. And on top of that, they let my son sit there for 7 minutes before this other officer come up.
7 minutes?
7 minutes he sat up there for 7 minutes before they get up to the car. And the other two guys was walking up with their guns out. Joseph behind them 2 guys, looking, and when they opened the door, Joseph walked back. And then I saw the other cops. He pulled the gun out the seat, clicking it back, handprints, all that. Everything they did was wrong. And then they put my son in the ambulance. I heard for an hour. And then when he got to the hospital, that's when they tried to, he died at the hospital, but he was in that ambulance for an hour, I think, in Madison Park.
That's
Wow.
just crazy.
and it's just so many things they did wrong. So many things they did wrong.
So, you've been going through. I think this will be like the third hearing date.
Yes.
And talk to us about, a lot of the time and effort that not only Kim but you all have put into trying to just get this information out there. Because at the time when it happened, there were no charges that were filed. It was even information that you guys didn't even know.
Yes. A lot of,
So just talk to us about how it is, the experience has been now. A lot of this stuff has been uncovered. Things that you already probably was thinking or should have been known, or already thinking yourself. So talk to us about how this experience has been.
this experience has been to where, to me and my wife, it just seemed like it's starting from the top with Chisholm and Chief Weber. I mean, all these lies and corruption is going on. They know it's going on. Like Joseph, what is it called? PSTD? What is that?
PTSD.
Yeah, that's what he has.
Mhm.
And they know this guy has it and he take medicine for it. But they constantly letting this man out here to go murder people. And this is what D.A. Chisholm, Kent Laverne, Chief Weber, all these people know this man got a problem, y'all. And they keep putting him back out there. That's a big problem.
Right.
I don't know who got his back or who with him is, but they keep putting this man on forces, on the force, the sheriff. They keep covering up for this man. I don't know what's going on. I really don't.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm just seeing more and more corruption and lying and just so much they did wrong. Is and they study trying to keep a lot of stuff away from us. Like Kim is, like I was saying earlier, they when they Chief Weber was in court, they supposed to gave the Joseph dash cam, unredacted papers. They still haven't done it.
Yeah.
So we got to go in court on Friday and try to get them for contempt, because that's what they're doing.
Shout out Kim Molly, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Straight up, she putting in a lot of hard work.
She
This
put in
case,
work.
man, just hearing that stuff though, man, it's just gruesome that he can just still, carry a gun. It doesn't make sense to me that he's allowed to still protect and serve, and that's not what he's doing.
Exactly.
He's out here murdering people, and he has a mental condition, to where he has to have medical, procedures going on with him. He has to take medicine.
Oh yes.
This guy has to be, oh my God, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It just don't make sense to me.
It don't. And me and my wife said this 5 years ago. A lot of retired detectives, a lot of police back then was saying he was gonna murder again. And he did kill again. It was 4 years later, but he killed again. And me, he's back on the force. He's gonna kill again. Honestly, you guys, he's gonna kill again. And that's the problem. And the thing about it, he's not killing Caucasian white people. He's just killing brown and black people.
Yeah.
His own kind.
Exactly.
That's what he's doing.
So May 4th is the date.
Yeah. For Chief Weber, Chief Weber's gonna have to testify. Joseph
Dun, dun,
not.
dun.
He's gonna plead the fifth. If he got up there, he was gonna plead the fifth. So he don't have to be there. But Chief Weber's gonna be on the stand May 4th. So we need y'all there.
May 4th. Where is that at?
Room 6. I know it's on the 6th floor. Judge Humor. That's terrible. I don't know my judge's name. Yakashima.
Yeah, I know his name. I'm trying to remember the pronunciation of it.
Yeah, Yerahamo.
Yep, that's it.
That's it
You're
right
right.
there. Yerahamo.
It's Branch 34, Milwaukee County Courthouse,
Mm-hmm.
and it's at 9:00, right?
Yep, 9.
Okay. And are there other witnesses that will be testifying on that day?
We're gonna have that expert from Washington D.C.
Okay.
I think some more retired detectives and police officers.
Okay.
And yeah.
So I think, Pierre, you've been out when we were, like, all of us have been out, over the summer, making sure that we brought awareness to what was going on. Like, tell us what was your thoughts on just the whole protest and bringing awareness about, the officer involved, but more importantly, making sure that we kept the names of Alvin and Jay and Antonio alive.
Um, honestly, a lot of the people that I came across didn't even know some of these officers' names. You know, they heard bits and pieces.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they can never actually just put the whole story together.
Mhm.
And once we did arrive and start sharing that knowledge with a lot of people, I think it actually opened up a lot of people's eyes really to these officers because I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably come across this guy, you know what I mean, once or twice, not even knowing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Right. Right.
So I just feel like it's scary right now that he's still out here.
Mhm.
I mean, I drive to Waukesha. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at any moment that could be any one of us. You know what I mean?
God
And
forbid.
I feel like we just got to keep pushing awareness. We
Yeah,
got to.
have
We got to. And once again, shout out Kim that's trying to make it happen. And,
Most definitely.
you know
Shout
what I
out to
mean?
Kim.
Yeah.
Expose all this corruption that's going on. You know,
Mhm.
Deja also, you guys. Deja been there. Now Deja too.
Shout out Deja as
yeah,
well.
Deja been there also. But the thing about that is when it came out, you know, guys, we was on we had the Coles. Me and my wife really thought this was a joke. Like somebody, the feds trying to mess with us or what's happening. They like this Joseph and the Coles was trying to reach us and putting different pictures of a different black guy on Wild Toast. We was like, nah, this can't be, nah,
Yeah.
this ain't real. But come to find out, we got together and we finally got together and we came to the march on June and we got together and it's been history since.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how did y'all get connected
And
to
'cause
each other?
me and Linda said, you know what? I said, babe, I said, put his real picture out. Gave me, I said, no, that's not Joseph. Y'all talking because that's why we thought it was a joke because they sent us the wrong picture.
Yeah.
But when we sent the real picture out and everything just clicked together. And that's amazing. Now it ain't amazing how they hid that just like that, you guys. We didn't know. I remember a journalist calling me on that February 2nd. I'm like, who is it? I said, is it Joseph that killed somebody else? He's like, I don't know. You know, but he had called me the second. I didn't know it was Joseph that did it.
Mm.
And the way I saw that, the way he ran up on that young kid and just killed that young man like that's just we got a serial killer on our hands.
Exactly.
The way he killed, I mean, it's a problem. He got a big problem.
And then how did you make the connection to even Mrs. Gonzalez?
We all did that through you guys, TPR and Kim, and we just met numbers.
Okay.
Kim wanted everybody number. And
Okay.
when we met Miss Cole, that's the first thing she's like, Kim wants y'all number. No hesitation. You go. And from there on, it's been popping. I don't mean to see it
The
like
fight is
that.
on.
Yes,
It's
the
been
fight is on.
It's been on. And see, that's where we messed up. Well, we didn't mess up when it first happened. We was marching. I mean, marching. But what we didn't do is keep marching and keep going like TPR and everybody else been doing for these last 336 days. Seven. I'm okay. 337.
You're right.
And that makes a big difference, you guys.
Consistency.
Yes. And before when we was marching and doing everything we was doing, we was getting a lot of fingers and FUs, and now you guys on the real.
Wow.
Oh yeah, when we first did this.
Oh yeah, now they know what we about.
Now you guys to see this, I'm marching in Wauwatosa and we marching everywhere just to see black people, white people come off their porch and start marching with us, and you know, and just helping us out and just seeing the truth. You know. Another thing, I hate George Floyd and Breonna Taylor got killed. You know, that just brought all this because they had swept my son in there and everything else on the rug and it came out. So I hate that they you know what I'm saying, they passed like that, but it brought a lot of other things out, you guys.
Exactly.
Same thing for Seville,
Yeah.
TPR. After George Floyd got murdered. I mean, if it wasn't for TPR, we probably wouldn't be where we are right now.
We wouldn't be.
You know, keeping the march alive, keeping the names of the family alive, keeping us in their prayers, keeping us in their actions, demanding justice for us on the days that we can't go out and fight.
Oh yeah.
So I almost definitely know where you come from with that.
Oh yeah.
My brother's case was supposed to have an appeal against the wrongful death and them actually going through with the lawsuit. And then we was marching in the streets and My name came up with TPR, and it was just like, no, we don't want them in our office.
And that's crazy.
You know, but most definitely shout out TPR.
And the thing I'm seeing, you guys, is when we tell the truth and the truth come out and the pictures and all this come out, the truth is just they don't like it.
No, not
They
at
don't
all.
like the truth. They hide it, and I just don't. That's how I know they corrupt and just corrupt.
Mhm.
Yeah, and not only that, like just the not liking it, then it is the counter stories that come out to try to discredit folks. I mean,
or the
the
fact that they
movement.
throw money in their
Yeah.
face.
I think a lot of that has to do with, they want to keep it quiet. They expect for it to go away. They want to discredit the movement because they don't think that it's real. And they want people to have this perception about, that black and brown people are just criminals or that they were deserving of it. And that's far from the truth. So, definitely shout out to all of the families who have gone through this, and then most definitely to, the protest groups and everybody who's just continued to just say no.
Y'all gonna be one of the many families. I believe it in my heart that y'all will be one of the many families that actually get justice, not just in the form of where they give you some money. They say it was wrongful death, but they throw the case out. I believe that he's going to jail. I believe that the people that are an accomplice with his actions are going to jail.
Yeah, that's what I want. Because you know what, that money, my son is priceless. Ain't no money for him. Ain't no amount of money. He priceless, y'all.
Amen.
Money ain't no thing. I want justice.
That's right.
That man, Joseph Mensah, he crossed the line and he committed a crime. That's what he did. And that's what he need to be in jail.
Exactly.
He really do.
Man, big ups to you.
Thank you.
It's a hard fight to to take head on. I lost my brother, you lost your son. It's two different point of views of just missing that person.
Oh yeah.
And that being a junior, I got a junior, so I know that's it's tough. Not that I know, but I mean I feel like it's most definitely not easy for you.
It's like this feeling and pain, you guys, it'll never go away. Everybody is different. I don't know how everybody else, I still have, we have my days. I could just ride by somewhere like Madison Park. We have Father's Day up there and all that on the 19th. Who's up there before? Baby, they used to go there and just sit back and relax and unwind. That's what he used to do, But
so it was a question that came through. Shout out to Sarah Smith. She asked a question about what is one thing that you would like to leave as a legacy? Obviously Baby J, if you don't mind me calling him that. Your granddaughter, a beautiful granddaughter that you have. But what's one thing that you want everybody to know and a legacy that could be left for, Jay?
I'm gonna try my best to make it a legacy. When I ride on 91st in Hampton and then I go around to Madison Park, I want that to be Jay Anderson Jr. Park. That's what I want that to be. Jerry J. I know everybody always remember him like that park on 55th and Lisbon. DeMarcus, you know what that was about, and you know what happened with that kid. That's what I want, Jay Anderson Jr. Park.
Respect.
And we're gonna go for it.
Most definitely.
I'm gonna need y'all help to help me go for it.
Have you already started looking into the process for what that looks like?
I have. Okay. I have. I'm just waiting till all this is over with. I'm waiting to see what the judge going, because this is we hoping and praying it go our way now, y'all. We don't know how this gonna go. So
I'm already putting in the atmosphere for it.
Right.
It's so much work that's been done.
Yes.
And I think I was saying earlier, it's a day of reckoning. Today the news, I don't know if anybody saw, those of you who are watching and tuning into this. So if you remember the story of Ahmaud Arbery, who was doing what a lot of people do, not me, but they run as a form of exercise, and he was going on a daily jog, and three, what I want to say, white supremacists,
exactly,
they wanted to take the law into their own hands, and this young man is no longer here with us because they decided to do that. They decided to go ahead and kill him. And so, whether you were civilian, but most definitely if you're a police officer like Mensah, not following the law, but then not following policy, you have to be held accountable for those things. And so today the federal government announced that they're going to they're going to charge those 3 men with a hate crime. So that's one step in the right direction. So connecting that to Baby J, having a John Doe is a good step in the right direction. So we putting in an atmosphere for you.
Yes. Well, I hope they get him with hate crime and go to the feds for real, y'all. I'm serious. Something need to be done to that officer because he's a murderer. And he's still out here. And the thing about that, you guys, I mean, what is Waukesha County? Is that Menominee Falls? What else? West Dallas. I mean, when you go to jail, when Waukesha go to Waukesha jail, you call them freeways. There's Menominee Falls.
It's Brookfield.
Brookfield.
It's
Everywhere.
Waukesha.
This man he's around.
Yeah.
And he's a sheriff now.
His jurisdiction is large.
Yes.
So what type of conversations are you having with the youth in your family is in regards to being out there, even with having the tragedy happen in your own family? How do you talk to the young men and women in your family moving forward?
You have to tell them because you got to go. You got to really on a real. You have to put your hands. You got to let them see your hands. You have to do everything they can see. But when you do everything they tell you to do, and so you know what I'm saying. Basically, when they pull up on you behind you, putting your hands on that steering wheel. Turn your phone on because that's everybody. If it wasn't for that phone, a lot of things wouldn't get done now.
Yep. Very true.
Like a credit card now. It really is. So, but I just tell them be. Yes, sir. Do the right thing. But you got some cops that that don't do the right thing.
Yeah.
But you got to follow the law and go by the rules and do what they say and don't have your hands everywhere so they can see them and
Yeah. And that got to be hard because I know even us as Black men, it kind of makes us feel like they're taken away from us. To have that conversation. Even when I talk to my nephews, I don't have a son, I have a daughter. But when I talk to my nephews, I even feel some type of way telling them they should have to act a certain way when they're around law enforcement. They should not do this or do this. Otherwise, it could result to either jail or your life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that makes me feel a certain way, even as a man before anything. Like, even though, I want to say be a law-abiding citizen. You know what I mean? Do the right thing. But I don't ever want to take your innocence away from you being who you are. Like you can just get killed from being a Black man driving.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I definitely, I don't even, like I said, I hate that feeling. Like I said, to have to tell somebody like, you can't act a certain way around this person because you might die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like that conversation is deep.
It's
Yeah.
deep.
It is.
That's
I
disheartening.
have to come to him like, because y'all got to realize, Baby J was in his car sleep in Madison Park. The man was in the car sleep. And it was pitch dark, but they got lights out there now and all that. So, but you really can't see the sign when you're going in there. Park closed at 10. Tell me how many people really can see that little bitty sign when you're going in the park. And another thing with that, I think he should have called the sheriff because that's Milwaukee County Park, right? That's a county thing. So,
right.
He took matters into his own hand. It wasn't even his jurisdiction.
He went in there that day. He said it was pitch black and that car was there with nobody around. And me, I'm going to say as a dad, he said, I got me one.
Right.
The way he killed my son, that's the way it looked. He said, I got me one. He did it just like that.
He went there with intentions.
He went intention to kill because whenever you going to pull up in, first of all, he pulled in with a floodlight in front of him. That's a no-no. When you're supposed to pull in the back of somebody. And then you pull in the front of him. He put himself in there. If my son wanted to shoot, he wouldn't have had nowhere to go. He wouldn't have had nowhere to go. But he flooded my son, and then he said my son was going for a gun. My son went lunch with a gun. He wanted to kill my son tonight. He did. The thing about it, I get it. When we go into court, he was like, Joseph saw these bullets hit my son. I saw the bullets hit your son.
Yeah.
Did
he call for any backup?
3 minutes later, after he shot him, he's like, subject down. This will always be in my heart, my mind. I'm seeing this young Black man saying, subject down, I'm okay. And my son with his brains blew out over the thing, laying there dead. And then after that, you guys, not only that, it's just when that happened, that man was walking around like Nothing happened.
Around the crime scene?
I mean, Baby J sitting in the car, head blowed off like this. Joseph walking around calmly, you guys. Like ain't no man, and he ain't just blew no
Like
man
it's
head,
routine.
just flat out. Just walking around like I ain't just shot this man in the head. You know, for 7 minutes they did that till they went up to the car. The man was calm through the whole thing, really.
That's just
Yeah, that man was
sick.
calm.
I just have goosebumps even just hearing. It's
I'm just as we talk, I'm just
Yeah.
constantly. And another thing I got to hear in court is where at first he was saying he couldn't turn his microphone, it wouldn't work, but on
you mean his
tape,
body cam?
his body, the body cam with
Yeah.
for the car,
Right.
with the red and blue
Mhm.
lights, But he said, I did it so they can see. This is Detective Day. I heard this in court not too long ago.
Mhm.
I turned it on. At first he was saying he couldn't get it on, but then on they got him on recording him. He's saying, I turned it on so y'all can see me do this. I mean, that's what he said. I turned it on so you can see.
So we could see.
At first he was having a problem getting on, but when he wanted to see, bloop, it went on easily.
So then I think that's intent. Pierre,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
intent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's most definitely
It's
intent.
so many things. Another thing that when I'm just going, do y'all know how long they interviewed Joseph Mensah?
mm-mm.
Oh, how long was this interview?
47 minutes.
What?
Detective Day, they interviewed that man for 47 minutes for killing my son. That was it.
Wow.
47 minutes.
So what they expect to get in 47 minutes?
What Detective Day and Joseph, Detective Day, the Milwaukee Detective Day, he was basically letting them say and do it. He let him ride. He really didn't say or question that man for nothing. He was really letting him talk and say what he wanted to say and really agreeing with him
Mm-hmm.
through that 47 minutes. But that's it. They didn't come to my house, take no pictures, just what they supposed to do. They just 47 minutes, interviewed him, and that was it.
And I think it's telling because I remember in the first hearing, when Baby J's friend was sharing that like no one ever questioned him, nobody
No.
ever interviewed him, and he was one of the last. He was actually the last
Yeah, he
person
was the
to
last
be
person.
with Baby J that night, and so to not even interview him, and then not even have an hour, 2 hour long conversation interview with the officer just shows that it's a lot of they were trying to not expose, they were trying to cover up.
They was trying to cover up, and my son wasn't a felon, so they couldn't, they really didn't have nothing on him, but they was just trying to cover it up. They didn't have nothing on him. And it's amazing that they covering it up. That's what they did.
It sound like we finna rally on May 4th.
Oh yeah, we
That's
need
what it
to.
sound like.
Mhm.
It's just so much out, y'all, that Kim just brought out to how crooked D.A. Chisholm, Chief Weber, the city attorney of Wauwatosa, Mary McBride, he didn't show up to the thing last week. I mean, they look at this as a joke to me, but they just think we're nothing. I don't like that.
Definitely. I think it's a lot that they just is Shani, you're right. The key word you're saying is heartbreaking. It's a lot of comments, questions coming in.
Tell them, bring it. I
I think we should click over here so we can get
Yes,
some of
let's
these
tune
comments
in
and
to
questions
our
put in.
viewers. Rebecca Burrell had asked, how did you feel after the Chauvin verdict?
I whistled like I was at a concert. I clapped and I screamed, y'all. I really did. I know my grandkids were there. I was whistling and I was up in the air because I really, on that case right there, I know they had 3 cases on them. I thought they was going to just do one, but they came out with all 3.
Yeah.
So I was like I was at a concert, y'all. I was very happy. But then after that, look what's going on now.
Yeah.
Look what's going on now. You got them still killing us out here.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate piece. that is happening. I mean, we were all together and talking about this last week and talking about how we were reacting to it. That it was gratification, but work still continues to be able to get accountability and justice for everyone else.
Yeah, and moving forward with Jay's cases, Kim looking to do any reopening of the other cases?
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna say that, but I'm quite sure she's gonna try. With I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I really don't know that.
Jay's case is similar to. I say that just because I feel like Jay's case is similar to Dontre Hamilton.
Dontre Hamilton and Alvin Cole. And I really don't know, but I'm hoping she do.
Because Dontre was sleeping in the park just as well as Jay.
And another thing I found out, I was talking, and I didn't know that young man had got his thumb blew off.
Yeah.
And then they put it back together. He had no thumb, but when they buried him, he had a thumb on his hand. So yeah. Marie Hamilton, they're all of them. They've been with us. All of Marie.
Shout out to Mama Hamilton.
Yep, Marie, Nate, and the other Damien.
He's a good friend of mine.
Make sure y'all pay attention. This Friday is Dontre Day. So Mama Hamilton, TPR, Marquesa Tucker, Camilla, a lot of everybody. The community is coming together this Friday to honor and just keep Dontre's name alive. So it's a Facebook page that's been created for it. So make sure you guys check that out and make sure you guys come and support the Hamilton family on Friday as they continue to keep the name of Dontre Hamilton alive.
Most definitely. Is there anything you want to share about Jay's daughter that you see? A lot of him.
Look at you smiling.
Oh my God, that's my son. That's how I get to see my son. She's a woman. She's a young lady, but that's my son all day. Built like her. I mean, she built like her dad. The arms, the neck, the back. That's my son. So that came out. I'm thankful he had a daughter. So
how old is she?
She's 6 now.
Okay,
that's him all day. Baby J all day. So.
And do you guys share pictures and all those things with her?
Oh yeah, she knows. She remembered my dad. That's what she talked about. My daddy. My daddy got killed by. She knows all this. So I want her to be another. I want her to be her own self, but I want her to be a lawyer. I really do.
That's right.
Another Kim.
Straight up.
Go get him.
Straight up.
Kim part 2.
Yes, that's what I want her to be, a lawyer, whatever she chooses. But that's what I really want her to be.
Pierre, what the people saying in the comments?
I'm trying to catch up. It's a lot of questions in here.
Bring it. Let's. Cause I'll be talking too fast.
So somebody said Tulsa was tampering with evidence, and they were conducting their own investigation, which is a violation of Wisconsin law. They need to be held accountable for the law they broke and the killing of Baby J.
Yes, I that one was on. That was I remember seeing. I can't remember. I know it was a detective from Milwaukee talking to somebody from Wauwatosa. This was done in 2016, so they was justifying it back then.
Right,
it was
right.
And the thing about that Chisholm, we was in it. Did you come in the office with us?
I was there.
He was in it. The man didn't know if the back window was down or he didn't know nothing. Chisholm didn't know, was the back window down. Really? They was talking about us having 3 different lawyers. So what we Ken LeBron, you guys didn't have 3. See, the thing about this, they get you because you never know this going. You always see it on the news about a cop killing this, but when they come to your front door, it's a totally different
story. That's right.
And all that.
Yeah.
And then and really they played us dumb because we didn't know about all this is going on.
Yeah, the runaround was
the runaround, and y'all we gonna get and we gonna make sure he get it. And so this is what they were saying to my wife before. We on our way up there to march, like, hold on, we gonna get things together. And the cop did this, and and come down to it, they do what Chief Weber say, cover it up, get him out of here, just lying.
It's like they hope you just forget about it. You know what I mean? They hope like you just give up on the fight when you just say, you know what, well, they'll let it go.
See, the thing about it, when it happened, when this happened, when Detective Day and some big old, he was a big old cop. Dude was big.
Yeah.
Cause I remember I said, cause me and Star had been looking for my son. I started calling his phone and just, like me and Star.
The night
said,
of
I done
the night of the
called
incident.
Yeah, the night.
Of the
She
shooting.
was calling the police off the police stations, the hospitals, and
Mhm.
I had saw the news. He had her mama car. I saw it. I wasn't paying attention like
Mhm.
that, but I'm just looking and walking and look. I got worried. Then I knew something was wrong. And then I heard that doom, doom, doom on the door. And I look out. I said, "It's the police."
Yeah.
And the man, Detective Day,
Mhm.
come to me saying, "Jay Anderson." That's me. I'm Jay Anderson. See, I'm like, I'm Jay Anderson. What's going on?
Exactly.
I don't do no crimes or nothing. I'm like, what's going on? Then I looked at him again. I started looking his face. Jay Anderson, you talking about my son, man? That's how I looked at him.
Mhm.
I said, man, tell me my son ain't dead. Unfortunately, Mr. Anderson, your son got into altercation with an officer and he's deceased. And then they had to he brought his phone out. He brought his phone out. And then my son laying dead like this with a 40-glot hole right there in his face, dead. That's how I identify my son.
They didn't even allow you to
Bullshit.
go to the medical examiner's
No,
office.
they was messing around. Someone like Baby J got shot at 305. I don't think he went to freighter to 40 something.
Yeah.
They had him in a lot for an hour.
That's bullshit.
Everything was wrong because he probably had a grand in his pocket, $800 or $900.
Yeah.
They came to my house worrying about, okay, he had some marijuana, which kid don't, Did he sell? Nah, my son works.
Yes.
It's more than hustling, just selling drugs. You can hustle with 2, 3, 4 jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's different ways of hustling. And like his dad, I don't keep no money on me like that. I always tell him, man, don't keep that money. Put that money in the bank, man. Don't keep that money on you.
Mhm.
And that's what they was worried about when they took Cardinal Star and was questioning her. He had a lot of money on him. Did he sell weed? Did he? No, he worked just like you, man. He just
Exactly.
like to keep money on him, like
Exactly.
every young fella. Like to have knots on.
That's being real.
Wait, every
That's
and,
right.
and, and even women, sometimes we like to have a little money in our purse
I
too.
always tell him, man. I used to see him on the Facebook, man. Dude, why you short, man? Don't put that money on.
Yeah.
We had a hard day a week. We could bring in some money in a week working hard.
Do you know if they even try to if there was even try to attempt to revive him to perform CPR?
That one cop who's not, I think I'm finding out about 3, 4, 5, 6 cops ain't in Wauwatosa, but that one cop who checked his post and had the gun, he's not there no more.
Wow.
Security's Wauwatosa officers ain't there no more. I'm finding out.
Pretty sure they weren't fired.
They were they
Nor
they
with Weber, he
retired,
doesn't
they
fire
doing
anybody.
somewhere else, But
Yeah.
10 of them, I think 9 or 10 of them is not there anymore. I know the guy that was with Baby J, you know what I'm saying, on that day, he ain't there no more. As we look at it, they're leaving. They're leaving Wauwatosa. I think they only got 90 officers now. So
Yeah, 91.
yeah. So I'm on it. It's on it.
But definitely, I mean, I think, this is exposing what needs to happen as it relates to police. So I think it was a question that was in the chat, outside of, what's happening with the John Doe hearing and you wanting to have the park. What are some other type of reforms or policies that you want to see enacted within not just the city of Wauwatosa Police Department, but in police departments across the country?
Me personally, like, what's that other law we got? That Daniel Bell law.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, that law, I like it, but when you really go through an officer and involved shooting with your kids, like these 8, 9 months we had to wait, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. And you got these other laws, if you try to file a suit or whatever, and it's the heir have to find it. I love Star and Baby J, but they wasn't married. But she had to do everything. And at the time, and I didn't understand it, but we had Saffron as a lawyer. But I called Saffron 3 or 4 weeks straight, y'all. This man, rest in peace, but the man did not call me or answer he wouldn't do nothing, wouldn't call me back for a month. I'm like, I want to know what was going on with my son's case.
Yeah.
But this man wouldn't call me back.
I feel like we was destined to meet though.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know if you know Kendra Anderson, NATO.
That's them my cousins.
Yeah, that's family.
Them the twins.
Yeah.
Them
So
the twins.
NATO and them had came home and they had Jay's shirt on, and then they was like, everybody was like, justice for Jay, justice for Jay.
Mhm.
I was just like, what is that about or whatever? And they was telling me, and I was like, man, that's messed up, man. So yeah, I most definitely like when he told me that, like I had went to a family function, and
Mhm.
I think we met then, and I was just like, man,
You said, I know them Andersons. A lot of you Andersons, man. It
Yeah.
sure is. That's a lot of Andersons, but yeah. Yeah, but that's what's going on with Wild Tulsa, y'all.
And then what else was it? I wanted to say, yeah. So and then on Seville's birthday, we had just found out that Jay and Seville are buried in the same cemetery.
That day, you guys, was just me and Linda. I'm all, we protest. I'm all out the
Yep.
sunroof. I
They
still
all
got
out
the
there,
sound when you got- I was raining all that. We was out that day, but we rode up on. What would we go down Burleigh, didn't we?
Yeah.
We made that left
Mhm.
on 20. She's like, that's the grave right there. I said, nah, I don't think that's the grave, baby. And then we got to ride, y'all. We got to ride. We talking, protesting, Seville Smith, and such and such other. And we got by Green Bay, y'all.
And you knew it.
Me and my wife got completely silent.
Mm.
We didn't know it, but we knew. I can go see Baby J. It's hard for my wife to do it.
Yeah.
I breaks down, but she
Mhm.
it's really hard on her.
Mhm.
And then we walking, and I'm like, okay, it's where Seville at. And I'm like, I'm holding, I'm crying, I'm tearing up.
Mm.
I let Sedan, because it's Seville Day. So
Right.
after Sedan get done, he got a big bottle of liquor. You gotta drink liquor.
What kind of
'cause it's
liquor
quicker.
was it?
It was Remy Martin.
Remy Martin.
Good stuff. And after he got done, I said, Sedan, can you pour some liquor on my son crazy? I know he looked at me crazy, like this cat crazy. I said, yeah, where he at? I said, over there. And he's like, say no more. And that's why I wanted that picture with me, you, and Linda up there, because that was just a heartbreaking day. That was a good day. And a good day, but we didn't know that the day right from each other. And that was just that was heartbreaking.
That was beautiful.
It was a good day.
Yeah, that's the movement. That's the way
Yeah,
it's
that's the
created.
movement.
Shout out to the movement, y'all,
Most definitely.
for connecting people and connecting all of us together.
The revolution.
That's right.
Got us where we at.
That's right.
We transpired, y'all.
And I love the fact that Linda and Jay, they've been out there with us just every step of the way. They got their signs and they got their fist up, and they out there just they've been marching with us in the rain, in the cold, and when it's hot. And just being out there and exposing themselves and making sure that obviously the name of Jay is out there, but also contributing and supporting the other families, because everybody is in this not wanting to be willingly fraternity together, of bonded families who've been impacted by this. So I think the more that you all are leaning with each other, it's just beautiful.
It is. That's I hate we have to be family like this.
That's right.
But this family is family now.
Yeah.
Blank is family.
Right.
I mean, one thing, me and the Coles, we went over to meet the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor mom.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That was family. I mean, they are family now because officers killed our siblings and our, they killed our folks.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you find family in this too. It's like the people that for me, I feel like some of the people in my family that should be fighting with me, they not there. So like I meet a dad in the protest, you know what I'm saying? I meet a mom in the protest, a couple big sisters.
Yeah.
Little brothers.
What advice can you give other parents who lost a child to law enforcement?
That's a good question.
That was a question from Rebecca Burrell.
Mine is, honestly, you guys, you have to get some counseling. It's not easy. This is something that'll never go away. You have to get counseling.
Yeah.
For real. That's it. I mean, you have to get counseling, because this is something that won't ever go away. And everybody is different, because you got a lot of people come up to you. They don't know no better. You got to just hold your horse, but Jay, it's gonna get better. It's gonna you. Are you? I want to say if you, man, really, you know, you can't
Yeah.
say nothing.
Yeah.
You just be like,
Yeah.
hey, man,
Sure.
me to come to find out now, I'll never get over this. You guys, this never go away.
Yeah.
It's got a little lighter,
Right.
but it was
Mhm.
them. It's heavy, you guys. It's very heavy.
Yeah.
It'll never go away. That's you got to learn how to deal with it. That's what
Mhm.
I'm learning to do. How to
Mhm.
deal with it. Because anything could trigger you off. I can go by Madison Park. I can go by a song, Georgie Porgy. That it'll bust me out crying.
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd, the Lloyd song. I forgot the name of it. Every time I hear that Lloyd song, I breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, True is called. But
Oh, yep.
it remind me of Baby J all day with that dreads, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
it breaks me down. A lot of things break me down.
Would you also encourage families to just to continue in the fight, like to be consistent?
That will make you feel a lot better than
Mhm.
just you out here fighting. That lifts you up. That
Mhm.
lifts
Yeah.
that lifts
Mhm.
you up. Honestly, fighting
Mm-hmm.
for justice and for rights that lifts you up.
Because this happened in
2016.
2016 and we're in 2021 and you're just now getting this hearing. So
Yeah.
definitely you would encourage families to just hang in there, continue
yeah.
with the fight, and
Yeah.
get a Kim.
Yeah.
Get it, Kim, because at the time we were able to fight because in 2016, I think Scott Walker had changed that law to where it was 6 years, but he cut it down to 3 years. So he wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for that that law. So we had one more year to fight because they give you 6 years to fight, I think it is. So
Dan, you've been real real pushing the need for ending qualified immunity. So talk to us even just as it relates to that and how that even connects back to Mr. Anderson in his fight for Jay.
Well, my thing was after meeting all of the families, even though I was fighting for Seville, after meeting all the families, I thought about what is it that could help us all, as of right now in this time, and I mean help us the most, where we can see some justice. And that's where ending the qualified immunity was just, it was a home run. As soon as I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that'll work for every family. And then that work for future incidents as well. If the police can be held accountable, if we can break the barriers of the level where we negotiate these contracts with the unions and just have it in written policy that, right is right and wrong is wrong, we wouldn't be going through the fight that we have to go through. We would easily be able to say that, well, they don't have qualified immunity. So why are they not brought up on charges at least
right.
to start with? So that was something that just, like I said, after meeting so many families, it was just like, I'm not just thinking for Seville. I'm thinking I don't want to see another Seville.
Respect.
Right.
Respect.
Yeah, I met Jay
Exactly.
Anderson, but I don't want to meet another Jay Anderson. I met Alvin Cole's sister and family, but I didn't want to meet another Alvin Cole's family. So it's just like, what can help us all, and of course, the Rally for Justice brought out a lot of people from, different area codes, different cities, different states that, are going through the same, tragedy. And a lot of their stories, you would never think like, okay, that happened to Seville, but what happened to Seville didn't happen to Jay, but what happened to Jay didn't happen to Alvin Cole. You hear these stories, and as they go around the room and the families are telling the stories, you find out that, there was a Seville Smith, over in New York, there was a Jay Anderson over in, Kansas, like it was just everywhere. And it was just like, damn, we all, we all really in this fight,
Yes.
because of what the police have done. And even though, nobody's story, is more important than the next, it just was something that I felt like, I could contribute to every family.
Yeah.
I got my brother's back, since the day he died. I got my dad's back, my mom, no matter if you family, I got your back.
Respect.
So my contribution to my family that I met in the movement was to just add that, and that's what I came with.
And I want to say shout out again to Sedan Smith, man, because I think it's important that y'all be out here.
Yes.
It's so you could easily be sitting at home dealing with it and just being stagnant. You know what I mean? Instead of
Yeah.
actually being out here making a change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And seeing it through. You know what I mean? And not waiting on somebody else to get it done for you. You know what I mean? Being a part of the
Yeah.
process, it feels greater once you get to that point.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah. So I just want to shout y'all out.
Right.
Thanks, Pierre.
Because when we
Love.
because we were at the White House. I mean, not the White House, but the Capitol up there, Madison.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So damn, man, you killed that speech up there, bro. You did it. Did you remember that?
Yes.
And somebody else that really that got me that day was what's her son just died. I'm having hard pronouncing the name. Alveolos.
Oh,
Acevedo.
Joel
Acevedo.
Acevedo.
Yes, his
Acevedos.
wife. Oh, she went off. I
Mhm.
loved it that.
Mhm.
So I can I ask y'all something? One
Please.
thing I don't like. I was talking about the Daniel Bell law, but I got threw off.
Mhm.
But with that, they had you waiting, and then you got things up in Madison. You waiting 8-9 months, and
Mhm.
you don't know what's happening. But I'm looking now at the FPC, right?
Mhm.
I'm seeing how we looking for us a new chief.
Mhm.
Morales trying to get back. You can't come back, bro.
No.
But I see how the FPC took, the Common Council and just did it on their own. They took it, and me, as I've been going through this, I would like for the FPC to really, when a cop shooting, how do y'all feel about the FPC taking over when a cop kills somebody? Instead of we having to go to Madison and wait 8-9 months and just that's very heartbreaking. What do you
I
think
feel
about
like if we put it in their hands, we'll still go through the same process. Just to
Yeah.
be honest, I don't see things moving, very vastly when they get in when they get it in writing, they still don't push the agenda forward. And then when it's brought to them vocally, right in their face, they still don't push the agenda forward. They have all these ways of saying, well, this is what we have to go through first.
Right.
I think when we break down the structure of the political background, for it to work for us, we have to cut the corners of any stipulation because we don't read the fine print.
Mhm.
As a people, we don't read, the little fine print.
Right.
Exactly. And they expect us not
And
to.
they do expect us not to,
Yeah.
but this is something that we are receiving information as it being, something that we can use, but we don't necessarily understand the in between guidelines of things,
Mhm.
and that's the way that the government is keeping it, political.
Yeah.
Everybody not into politics.
Exactly.
So for our people to understand it or get it, in my eyes, I feel like just to cut the corner, let's just say what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, and let's start with charges, and
Yeah.
we'll go from there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Any appeals that the state might have, let's just have it be backed up with fact that our investigation on its own, or our presumption of what was right and what was wrong out the gate, which brought them up on charges, until that's proven, ineffective, then I think that's the only way we can go with this. I feel like, we need to have that as not a boundary that we set, but a standard to where it's just like, no, we're not negotiating. They're brought up on charges for a reason.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
What I
right.
mean, after reviewing certain body cameras, if you have to launch an investigation to say why your officer should not be, held accountable, just in the matter of the time that it takes for you during the investigation, they should be brought up on charges.
Mhm.
Just while you're figuring out why they're not guilty, before a court of law, give the people the right that they deserve to where a criminal act has been performed, whether it's by authoritative figure or not. Go with the following proceedings of where, somebody was killed. This person's the killer, this person's the victim. Let's charge the killer. And that's how I see it.
I think to even add on to that, I work in government, so I deal with due process all the time and things having to go in a certain order. And I can recall, like, just even starting in government, I didn't know all the nuances of it. And so I had to learn. And so I had to read. I had to do my research. I had to talk to people to figure out like what's going on. But then when I really got in, like involved in it. And I think it was probably just a shift of recognizing just it's a lot of stuff wrong.
Mhm.
And granted, people are human, so people are prone to make mistakes, and people are prone to see things. Not they're not going to see things the way that I see them. However, the bigger picture here is that when there is a shooting, and there's been multiple shootings, multiple on top of multiple shootings, and they have a lot of them have not been given the due justice or due process that they deserved
Right.
because you've had people who work in alignment with each other. And let's just be honest, that people don't like to have things be transparent. And so I think while we have these FPCs or these PFCs in these communities, and they are not being paid, they are appointed positions. And so they have to follow what is at the best interest of the community, and most importantly, what's at the best interest of that victim and the people who have been impacted by that, not at the best interest of the police department. And I think a lot of times it's because they are nervous or scared or for what's going to happen behind it from police unions or any other lawsuits that may come upon the city. However, it has been proven that the way that we can have policing done these days doesn't work.
Yes.
And there needs to be a serious reform. You having to wait 8 to 9 months to get information, to get things released is just horrible. It's degrading. When you want to know that information in real time and right then and there, and not to have to wait 8 to 9 or even a year or even beyond that to find out what happened with your family member. And I throw it back at people all the time is, what if that was your son? What if that was your daughter? What if that was your husband, your wife? You would want to wait. You would want that information to be out there now. So I think when you take it out of those hands and put it back into, the charges need to be there. And whatever else has to come behind that comes behind that. But I think, we live in Wisconsin is a police state. We live in this country where things have not been on the right side for us. But I believe in a day of reckoning. And so I'm glad you asked that question because they don't expect for us to be prepared. They don't expect for us to be aware. That's how May 6th, Milwaukee FPC is getting ready to vote on whether they're going to ban chokeholds for the Milwaukee Police Department. And the people are going to show up. The people are going to hold them accountable and make sure that they demand for that to happen. But these things haven't been happening for quite some time, especially in Wauwatosa. That hasn't been happening for quite some time when you had people coming out and really knowing what's going on with policy. So to answer your question, I think it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, if the people give the people what they want, we essentially control everything. I don't know where it's been taken away from us, where we feel we don't have any control. But I feel like right now it's time to get back in light. Let's control. Let's set the tempo. You know what I mean? And since we got the tempo, don't lose motivation.
That's right.
You can't lose motivation at all.
That's right.
Because the moment you slip is the moment we begin to go back.
That's
And
right.
we got to go anyway but backwards.
Yeah.
Anyway but backwards.
Yep, and let's tune into our viewers.
Mhm.
Kevin, who's a well-known journalist, he asked, what is it that he can do as a journalist to help the family out the most?
Put that crook out there to pay.
You heard that, Kevin?
Whenever you're crooked or you doing a crime or whatever, you need to be put out there. We need to put out there that man got a serious problem, y'all. He don't need to be no sheriff officer, whatever. He got that PSD.
Yeah.
He on medicine. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill again. Period. Me and my wife, I should have we wrote something 5 years ago. Everything we said before he kills again, it came true.
Well, shout out to all the media that's been on the right side of these issues that have really been trying to do a lot of exposure. So, I definitely thanks to Isaiah. Isaiah was on season 2 of Revolution Ready. And he's been doing a lot of great work and exposing what's been happening, not just with Wauwatosa, but as it relates to policing. So I think that's really key. Isaiah Holmes.
Little kid. This how this happened, you guys. Little kid, we marching. Me in Madison Park, we marching. Little kid walk up to me. Hey, I'm such and such. I'm like, yeah, man, come on. But after I met that little kid, that man, Isaiah's been down. He didn't got work from 16 where he was getting everything,
Mm-hmm.
just doing a lot. They would stop him. I took him down there to talk to Saffron. Saffron looked at us like we was crazy. This man had all this information. But you know what? Kim came along.
Mm-hmm. Game changer.
Game changer. All came, helped him. Everything came out and helped. So everything he had, and it helped Kim out a lot. So the young man know a lot about Wauwatosa because he grew up there. So
That's right. Yeah, he's been doing a good job in being able
yeah.
to get that out. Make sure if y'all haven't already to share this, like this. We are sitting here having a great conversation with Mr. Jay Anderson Sr. talking about Jay Anderson Jr. and basically all things that needs to happen as it relates to police reform. And we sending up good vibes for that John Doe hearing.
May 4th,
9 o'clock. Make sure that y'all tune in. It'll be a Zoom link that you can be able to view it and be able to support them. So tell us, how can we continue to support you as a whole?
I mean, should we rally?
Yeah. I mean, well, we ain't gonna be in court.
Yeah, not in the
I
court.
noticed you know what, you guys, the last time we was in court, the first time we didn't have that many sheriffs, but the second time I noticed a lot of sheriffs out because Chief Webber was coming in.
Mhm.
It was a lot of sheriffs there. So yeah, but the more is the merrier, you guys. Just show the support, you know.
Yeah.
Let the judge know, hey, we out here do need to go to penitentiary because he committed a crime. And we need to support, honestly.
So what you think about even some of the things as these new cases that are coming out now? This is the man Andrew Brown, who was shot and killed by the police in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. We've been following that story. It's even similar to yours.
Similar to my son. They shot that man 4 times in the, I mean, 3 or 4 in the hand and 1 in the back of the neck. And then people saw that the man had his hand. They killed him. Murdered that man. And now what, 7 of them and they resigned, or
I think it was like 4 resigned.
1 resigned and 2 retired and 7 on administrative leave.
Goes back to the qualified immunity. That if we had that federally as well as in every state, they wouldn't be able to do that. They would have to have a day of accountability.
Yeah, these cops are just getting like that 73-year-old. I know she's white lady, but she's 73 years old, and the cops broke her arm. And y'all see that? Y'all see that?
No.
Yeah, they picked her. She was in Walmart. She's like, I was gonna pay for it, and they slammed the lady, broke her arm, and then they had her in the cell, was sitting there talking, just joking about it. And they broke this lady's arm. Everything, that other case in North Carolina, that's just like Baby J case to me. They just gunned that man down.
They definitely did. And then even today, the judge is saying he's going to kind of like half delay the release of the body cam footage after a certain period of time. But the family and the city is just really saying, no, we need that evidence right now.
Right. And then, see, I've been through that. Did there. They're not gonna put it out to, like, when they justified Baby J case, and that one detective, one black guy said, please put the tape out. Like, I wanted that tape out. Now I said, put that tape out. I don't want that tape out, you know. Because when we first went and saw it, we had a lawyer out of Chicago. Me, Star, and my sister Jackie went in there. They wouldn't let our lawyer in there. Why, I don't know. We didn't know no better then. A lawyer's supposed to have been in there with us, but they didn't let dude go in. And then we couldn't really, when we saw dude, really on the real, y'all, when I first saw it, the light was so bright, I really thought the officer was white. I didn't know he was black until, and a couple fellas, King Rick came to my house. He's like, "No, Jay, he black." I said, "No, man, he white. I saw him, he white." That man looked at me. He's like, "Dude, you crazy." I thought the light was so bright. He was shooting. I thought he was white. Right. When I really got down to it, got that picture, he was black.
Yeah. Even talk about that. Like, what y'all think of just even the fact of people even being critical of the fact of saying if we believe in Black lives, why are we not in support, or why are we going so hard about Mensa? And he is African
All
American.
skin folk ain't kinfolk.
You hear me? Right is right and wrong is wrong,
We
no
got
matter
to
who do it.
realize Joseph Mensa is not from the United States. He's from Ghana. He ain't grew up in the hood and been through what we've been through growing up for real, y'all. He ain't, I mean, when he went to school in Wauwatosa, but he wasn't born here. He's not from the United States. So
it
he's
just
not-
adds to the fact that he shouldn't be wearing a badge. Not
heard-
saying that people from foreign countries can't come here and be
I mean, I
police
remember-
officers, but I'm just saying it adds to the fact that coming from a troubled place, he's probably not the best candidate.
No, he isn't.
Yeah.
And then certainly not being the best candidate now to even be at another department after what he's done.
Right.
Do you think that they look at him as a token officer, Pierre? I think.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
yeah. I mean, as we like to say, he's the send off.
He's the send off because you had who was that judge? Who used to be our attorney general? Judge what's his name?
Seifert?
Not Chief. I'm talking about. He used to be our attorney general for the Wisconsin.
Oh.
Brad Schimmel.
Brad Schimmel. Mm-hmm.
He's a judge now in Waukesha.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know he wrote the chief and told him, "Good job, you got guts. You did a good job by hiring Joseph Mensa." So that's why I say, y'all, it's starting from the top.
Mhm.
I mean, from these judges.
We gotta
Schimmel,
break it.
Chief Weber, Chisholm.
Systematic
Is it a
racism.
clique? What are they? It's a clique.
That's the claim.
Yeah, they just changing roles, not mindsets.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Exactly.
Do you think that there is an opportunity to change that? Because I mean, while we say that it's wrong, what do we do to right that wrong? How do we change that?
I feel like we need to get people that are directly connected to the community and to these areas. That's just like you got police that respond to certain areas in the hood that they've never been to. They don't drive down these streets. They don't go around these places. So when they show up, it is a foreign country to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And then the stories that they hear coming behind those hood places.
yeah,
So they treat it as such. Oh no, it's just a bunch of gangbangers, bunch of people slanging drugs, crackheads, prostitutes. That's basically what this community is. Let's just, rough them up a little bit. See if we can get a couple of them off the corner.
But if you look at it, you go in here. Mexican, Puerto Rico, you got all of them in every nationality. I mean, you got crackhead. I mean, all that prostitution on the side, going to South Side on 3rd Street. You can buy you a woman, but it's just a mess everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Donny Hathaway said, the world is a ghetto. You guys are real to me.
Most definitely said that, and I think when you guys are saying that was brought up in the John Doe hearing of Kim sharing that this is what the officers were thinking about Baby J when they saw that he had cash on him, and they're asking his daughter's mom at the time, asking her questions to probably get her confused or to get her angry and thinking that, was he a criminal and all of those things. And I wonder, why is that always the mindset when it comes to Black and brown men, that we, Black and brown men are criminals, and it's because they have this on them, they have that on them. That mindset has to change. And I think part of that has to be that we have to be that change. We have to get us in office. So that we understand background, we understand the mindset of us, and we've been there, we've lived these things, and getting us in office so we can break down the system of oppression.
Systematic racism.
Systematic. I love that. Say it again.
Systematic racism.
We had to get rid of that.
and that's funny that you said that. I actually had a conversation with a young man the other day. He had came into the building and he was dressed up. He had a nice dress shirt on and a tie, nice slacks on. And the response he got from everybody that came across him was either, "Oh, you going to court? Oh, you must be going to funeral. Are you going to the hospital? Somebody died? Or are you going to church?" And I said, why can't he just be dressing
Exactly.
to dress good? He feel good. He want to dress for success, whatever the situation may be. Why are we automatically just go there? When you see a Black man dressed up, he going to court.
Yeah.
You going to see his PO officer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just thought that was funny that you said that. Like we just got to change our mindset. You know what I mean? It starts with us.
Exactly.
Because where was I at? I was at my dad and them funeral. My dad and my brother, we had a funeral. But I had a cousin that was joking with me, right? He was like, man, you look like a pimp. Because I was dressed up like,
Yeah.
I ain't no pimp. I'm married, dude. I'm not trying to be no pimp.
Exactly.
Like slavery, I don't do that. So,
And it shouldn't be conditioned into our minds that we can only dress that way if we're going to those certain type of events. Like
Or if you
that's
pimping.
yeah, let's normalize just being able to look
Come on
good
now.
sometimes. Like it's okay. Black people look good when men put on. I love to see a
That's what
black
we
man
gonna
on
do
the
it
I
next
think we
week.
dressing up next week.
Next week, that's it.
I think they
That's
want to
it.
see
Come on,
it.
y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to
Yeah.
see it.
I love it.
see, with my wife, she work at a bank, so she have to be dressed.
Yeah.
For me, I'm nasty and greasy, so when this time go or do something, I'm getting cut up.
That's
She's
right.
like, dude, I be dressed all week. I don't want to get dressed. Jeans and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
she's dressed up all the time.
But that shouldn't be. Again, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be looked at because you don't dress up as
Right.
a criminal or something that you don't want a person that you don't want to be around. Because I think that just sends off the wrong message. And I think as we are, you raising a young daughter, you raising 5 kids, and you raising a granddaughter, and being able to have them understand and know when you go out in this world, you don't have to look good just to be treated good.
Mm.
You should be treated good based upon who you are,
Yeah.
and not be seen as a threat.
Yes. I saw that happen one time. A
Well-
guy with a Lexus, he just had on some work clothes.
Yeah,
But the man is well off.
right.
It's just the way that working Lexus treated him. He went to the other one out in Brookfield or wherever that is on Blue Mound.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of the dude right there on Silver Spring, and they gave him a good deal on the Lexus.
Yeah, yeah.
They found the man. He worked. He got his own business. He got money. So yeah, don't treat him like that because he dressed like that. So yeah.
So if Pierre Sedan dressing up next Wednesday, that means I got to dress
That
up.
definitely
today.
means you got to
All right,
dress
all
up
right,
too.
all right. I got to represent for the ladies.
Yeah.
We're gonna show out.
I love it.
I had a quick question. I know you said when we're talking about supporting you and financially, I know you got lawyer fees and all that. So how can we support you in that manner?
Right.
Well,
Right.
my wife, she sell beads, bracelets and lasagna,
Mhm.
but the lasagna that takes a long time.
That was good though.
Yeah, it was good, but
I didn't-
he's been doing it. We've been able to get Kim.
How much are the beads?
Beats are $5.
Okay.
With your name, but that's been helping us out big time. I mean, we own our house. We got bills, y'all. And we
Yeah.
got to.
And these ain't no
Kim-
regular beads. These designer beads.
Designer
These
beads.
came from, you know
and,
what I'm saying?
Kim is
the
we give them what we
movement
can.
itself.
Yeah.
We
Right.
make 1,000. We gonna get it to Kim.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whatever we make, we give
Yeah.
it to you. Kim.
So how can people get
They revolution beads.
how can people get connected to you or Miss Linda to be able to get one of the beads? Because she can make them however you want them, y'all. And she deliver them and you come pick them up.
And
Either
if
way,
y'all
is
put
there a
in
cash
enough
app?
pre-orders of that for that lasagna, we might get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's a cash app, and that's me. I don't know. I don't be knowing the cash app. Her and my daughter know it, but
Well, we'll get the cash app
We'll get it
information out to the
posted.
people so that way people can be able to support y'all. Mr. Anderson and Mrs. Anderson both are on Facebook, so you can most definitely follow them or send them a direct message.
yeah, man, to put it in there now. See you watching.
Shout out to Mrs. Anderson. She,
Mama Anderson, hey.
She
Shout
watching.
out, shout out.
y'all show her some love.
Yeah, she
Oh,
says we
yep,
have
there
a
we go.
GoFundMe.
It's right there. So
Just
y'all see it in the
there you go.
comments.
Attorney fund. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's definitely important to be able to support the legal portion of this, so that way they can
Yeah.
continue their fight, their effort, because it will continue after this,
Oh, yeah.
after May 4th. So they'll continue to need not just emotional support, but they definitely need the financial support, so they can keep doing what they're doing and
Yeah.
keep on with that fight.
And see, the thing about this, after our case is over, this year done brought us out. I mean, we just want to, like, what we going to do? Like, oh, they on holding center. Let's go, baby. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
I love
We
it.
came in, we got us a family, and we just love protesting and love fighting. fighting now. That's
Respect.
what's happening.
Mhm.
So,
Respect.
Definitely. We gotta
That's
keep
what's
Jay's name alive.
That's
man.
right. That's right.
Jays and everybody,
Yeah,
everybody. So
yeah.
it's gonna keep us going.
So shout out when y'all see TPR, you see anybody else, y'all most definitely gonna see the Andersons out there
Yeah.
with their signs. They're gonna be
Yeah.
out there with us.
We
So
don't be
we
walking, we be riding. I be up there like
they be
that.
riding in the black Jeep.
Sometimes I walk a half a mile or whatever.
Half a mile. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
let 'em
TPO,
know.
they put in numbers. They put in numbers.
So once again, y'all see the Cash App for the Anderson family, $ Justice for Jay Jr. So y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and send them some financial love to that Cash App. Put your request in for a bracelet, so that way you can go around and you can show your support, not just for the movement, but for particularly for Baby J.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Respect for Baby J.
And make sure y'all follow the family, show them as much support as y'all can, keep them in y'all prayers, and make sure y'all share, y'all liking the post, from Revolution Ready. I want to give a special shout out to all of our viewers. We would like to say thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
The show would not be as successful without y'all. We love y'all. We want to keep on encouraging y'all to, stay tuned with the Revolution. And y'all know where to get the best news from. I'm Sedan Smith.
I missed him.
I'm Pierre.
And this is Revolution Ready.
That's right.
Be down there May 4th, you guys.
May 4th.
4th, y'all.
Lights.
Camera.
Black Shin.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Mr. Anderson, for being
Thank
here
you.
today.
Welcome.
We
Thank
appreciate you.
guys.
Love you.
Love you all.
Love you,
all.
Pops.
Love
Show
you
some
all.
love.